Welcome to the channel, guys, and thanks for checking out this video. If you want to hit the subscribe button and the like button, that'd be really awesome because it does help with the algorithm and gets me a little bit more exposure. If you guys want to comment down below as well, if you want to see any other videos or any questions related to this video, please ask or I won't know about it. A little bit about my story. I was super skinny. You may have seen my other video. I was super skinny and I weighed about 132 pounds.
Oh my God!
And I wanted to put on some size and some strength and some muscle. Ended up getting up to 168 pounds. I'm currently at 175 pounds. I had been working out prior to those 2 years and that transformation, but I hadn't been doing any major lifts really. I hadn't been eating right. My nutrition was kind of way off. I didn't even understand necessarily how calories worked or protein amounts worked. I knew I wanted to get bigger and stronger, and I knew I had to do those bigger lifts and be eating right. And I grew up with the same kind of idols I'm sure some of you guys have grown up with. Arnold.
The next one. 1, 2.
Obviously Franco, which I did another video about, and very inspiring people. And there's plenty of other inspiring people out there too. I'm going to try and break this down into kind of 4 easy to understand categories. And these are all vital things you got to be doing if you want to be getting bigger, getting stronger, and putting on some size and weight. These are all vital things. They're in no particular order. Just do each one. If you do them all consistently, then you'll get great results. So number 1 is nutrition. Got to have your nutrition in check. It's no good you hitting the gym hard all the time, or 3 or 4 days a week, or whatever you're going to do. Just be eating crappy food. It's not going to work at all. So you're going to get no results at all, or you're going to get certainly very diminished results. The main thing you want to do is just figure out, if you're looking to put on size and weight, then you need to be figuring out what your calorie intake is going to be, and you need to be in a slight surplus in order to gain size and strength. So let's say you just burn 2,000 calories throughout the day doing exercise, your day-to-day routine. That's what you burn every day. Then you need to be adding a few hundred extra calories on top of that. Now, there's a super simple way to kind of figure out where your baseline is going to be and a good starting point for you. All this stuff takes time, and you can't just figure this stuff out in a week or 2. It's going to take time for you to start to figure out where your line is and what your body is responding to. First thing you want to do is figure out what your baseline calories are. So a quick kind of formulation to do this is take your current body weight and times it by 15. So when I first started out, I was 132 pounds, times that by 15 works out at just under 2,000. So that's kind of like my base level. So what I'd do is I'd consume 2,000 calories a day of good food, good sourced food, and just track it over the next week or 2 and see what my weight was doing as I was working out. Obviously, if my weight stayed exactly the same when I'm working out, then you need to put on an extra 100 calories, extra 200 calories, and go from there. And then take your weight after another week or 2 after that and see what it's doing. If you find you're losing weight, then you definitely need to be adding more calories for sure. So you probably want to add maybe 300 or 400 calories and then see what your weight's doing over the next couple of weeks. But if your weight is going up slowly, then that's a good thing. And that's where you want to be. The most the body can put on naturally a month in terms of muscle mass is only really about 2 pounds naturally. So anything beyond that, if you're putting on 3 or 4 or 5 pounds a month and you're thinking, great, this is awesome. Well, most of that, 50% of that's going to be fat, and you don't want that. You want to keep the fat levels as minimal as possible. Aim for that when you are putting on weight. Aim for that amount every month, 1.5 to 2.5 pounds of weight increase per month. And again, this takes time, it's slow, and it does take time, especially at the start, because your body's going to adapt, and it's never done any of this stuff before. So you want to just give it time, note everything down, note your workouts down, and note down your weight. You can take your weight every day if you want. When I first started, was taking it down just kind of once a week, but I'd kind of keep an eye on it throughout the week as well. But then I would just monitor it as the months would roll on. So that's what you want to do. So that's a good little formulation. I'll put that in the description down below so you can check it out. It's dead simple. Like I said, just take your weight, times it by 15. That'll give you a base number, and then just go from there. Now, within nutrition and calories, you want to be eating good, solid foods, no crap, or as little as possible. You want to be making sure you're getting enough protein. Now, there's a lot of people who focus on all the macros, you know, your fats, your carbs, and your proteins. I never focused on fats and carbs. I only focus on calories, good calories, and I focused on protein. And again, formulation for protein, you want to be aiming for round about 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. You don't really need anything beyond that. And you certainly don't want to be going any lower than that really, or again, it's going to kind of stunt your growth and you don't want that. Okay, number 2 is your workouts. You got to be working out, and you got to be working out pretty hard if you want to get good results. You got your nutrition in check, you got your calories in check, you got your protein in check. Now you got to be working out as well on top of that. So again, if you're just a beginner, I would highly recommend 5x5 routine. It's super simple. Again, I'll put a link down below for you, or at least just break down what the workout is. Dead simple. You're working out 3 days a week, which is nice. So, you know, you get 4 days off during the week. And what the 5x5 is going to teach you, it's going to, not only is it going to get you strength, which is great, and it's going to get you some size, which is great, but more importantly, it's going to teach you the fundamentals of all the 5 major lifts. So your deadlifts, your squats, your bent over rows, your bench press, and your overhead press. It's going to teach you those 5 fundamentals, and it's going to teach you right from the very beginning. So you're going to start with pretty lightweight, and the program typically, you know, ramps things up pretty quick. So, you know, do start off light, get the movements in perfectly, make sure your form is in check, because that's super important, and you're not rushing anything. And you can be in and out of the gym, you know, within like 35, 40 minutes. You can do full body workouts as well, but again, you're doing a lot more in a full body workout because you've got to cram everything into one workout. So I'd highly recommend 5x5 to start with, and then if you get bored with it, or you start plateauing in multiple areas, which you will eventually do, then, you know, just move on to something like a full body workout, which are great, or something like a push-pull workout, which are really great too. It doesn't really matter what program you pick, they're all going to give you good results, especially when you start, because you're a newbie and you're going to get, you know, those newbie gains. First year, you're going to make great results, and then things slowly start to taper off and you have to put in a little bit more hard work. But, you know, start off with 5x5. That's what I would highly recommend. That's what I did. I started with 5x5, and then I kind of just went back and forth between that and a full body workout and a push-pull workout. One key thing you've got to make sure you're doing as well is progressive overload. So you're every time you go into the gym, you're pushing yourself a little bit harder, and that can be by either adding a little bit more weight to the bar or dumbbells, or you're adding more reps. And you're probably going to start by adding more reps first and get those reps a bit higher, and then, you know, take on a little heavier weight next time, and again ramp those reps up, and then just keep that cycle going. So that's what's good about the 5x5. It kind of just teaches you basically right from the start, you're going to be adding 5 pounds of weight to each exercise every workout you do. So that's a great way of starting out. Again, that's why the program is so simple. It keeps things nice and easy for you. And another thing is I would log everything you're doing as well. It's great to have a record of what your lifts are, you know, because in 1 year from now or 2 years from now, it's great to reflect back and see the progress you've made, or see where you've maybe, you know, not made such good progress, and you can work on those areas a little bit more. I tend to log everything before I go to the gym. I know what I'm going to be working out, you know, and when I'm at the gym, when I'm resting, I'm just logging what my rep numbers were and what the weight was for that specific exercise. So try that out, definitely useful, and progressive overload is absolutely key as well. Okay, number 3 is really simple, sleep. You gotta be getting sleep, okay? This is fundamental. That's when your body is in an anabolic state, and that's when you're gonna be building muscle. Now, you wanna be anything beyond 7 hours is gonna be amazing, as long as it's good, solid sleep, okay? Anything below that, and it's really going to affect your results. That's where you're building muscle. You're not building muscle in the gym. That's when you're breaking it down. You know, you're eating in the evening time and throughout the day. That's great, you're fueling your body. But when it comes time to sleep, that's when your body's going to be rebuilding and repairing itself. So make sure you're getting adequate sleep. That is absolutely vital. Just as important as your nutrition, just as important as working out. So do that. Let's move on. Number 4 is, again, pretty self-explanatory, but if you don't know any of this stuff, then, you know, it's going to be useful. So, and that is consistency. You got to be consistent with all of these things: your workout, your sleep, and your nutrition. You know, you don't want to be flip-flopping all over the place, otherwise you can get not so good results, and you know, it's just not going to be good for anyone. So, especially you. But be consistent. You know, it's okay to take a break here and there. You know, after a month or 2 months of working out, it's okay to take, you know, a week off from working out if you really need to. Then do that, but just get right back to it. It's when you take large blocks off, or you're doing it all the time, you know, that's when it's not going to work out for you. And when I first started working out, when I was just doing kind of basic full body stuff years ago, I mean, I used to work out 2 or 3 months at a time and then stop for 2 or 3 months, and it didn't get me anywhere. So, you know, just make sure you're doing stuff consistently. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you watching the video. And if you want to hit the like button and the subscribe button, the little notification bell and all that nonsense, that'd be awesome. Until next time.
Good. You feel it back there?
Sure do.